قل للمؤمنين يغضوا من أبصارهم ويحفظوا فروجهم ذلك أزكى لهم إن الله خبير بما يصنعون. Tell the mu'mineen men that they should lower their gazes and guard their chastity. This is purer for them. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala is informed of what they do. In this verse of the Qur'Ānic Gems, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala speaks about lowering the gaze. One of the most important points to note in this particular command of the Qur'Ānic Gems, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala in this verse specifically firstly addresses the males, and thereafter in the next verse clearly Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala addresses the females with regard to the same command in terms of lowering the gaze and safeguarding one's chastity. This shows the importance of the ruling that Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala is putting in front of us. The evil glance is the first stage towards zina. If a person protects his gaze, then he can easily save himself from zina. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, "An-nadhratu sahmun masmum min sihami iblis." That the evil glance is from the poisonous arrows of the devil. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned, the Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam further mentioned in this hadith, "Man tarakaha makhafati abtaltuhu imanan yajidu halawatahu fi qalbi." That if a person leaves out, if a person forsakes for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala an evil glance, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will grant him sweetness of iman in his heart. Allah will grant him sweetness of iman in his heart. And Mullah Ali Qari rahimahullah has written that when the sweetness of iman enters the heart of a person, then it never comes out. So a person who tastes the sweetness of iman will become a true and close servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He will always be engaged in goodness and he will be saving himself from evil. You must remember that whatever a person sees, it has an impact on a person's heart. And then the mind begins to play with those thoughts that are on his mind, with those thoughts that his eye has seen. And eventually a person ends up doing something wrong. This is the same meaning that is attributed in the hadith by Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, that zina al-aynani an-nadhr, that the zina and the fornication of the eyes is to have and to get an evil glance. And the fornication of the hands is to touch something which a person has been prohibited to be touching, etc. This is why Hafiz Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah has mentioned, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made the eye a mirror for the heart. He has made the eye a mirror for the heart. فَإِذَا غَضَّ الْعَبْدُ بَصَرَهُ غَضَّ الْقَلْبُ شَهْوَتَهُ وَإِرَادَتَهُ. When a person will lower his glance, then the heart will automatically lower its desires, its whims and fancies. However, وَإِذَا أَطْلَقَ الْعَبْدُ بَصَرَهُ أَطْلَقَ الْقَلْبُ شَهْوَتَهُ. When a person is going around casting that evil glance everywhere he wishes and he desires, his heart will also open up and it will let loose all of its desires. So therefore it is mandatory upon us, it is compulsory upon us to ensure that we protect our eyes, we protect our gazes. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned in the Qur'Ānic Gems immediately after that, قُلْ لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ يَغُضُّوا مِنْ أَبْصَارِهِمْ وَيَحْفَظُوا فُرُوجَهُمْ. And keep your modesty, keep your chastity. ذَلِكَ أَزْكَى لَهُمْ. That is more pure for a person. So look at Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how He has placed these commands. First He tells you, stay away from the first step of casting an evil glance, which is the direct means for you to either protect your private part or to break your chastity and become immodest, etc. ذَلِكَ أَزْكَى لَهُمْ. That is more pure for you. That is more pure, because once a person stays away from an evil glance, then that is when he will have saved himself from going into breaking his chastity and becoming an immodest person, an immodest being. The poet said, كل الحوادث مبناها من النظر ومعظم النار من مستصغر الشرر كم نظرة فعلت في قلب فاعلها فعل السهام بلا قوس ولا وتر. Every evil occurrence begins with one evil and nasty glance. That is why we find most fires are caught by negligence of those who deem a small spark insignificant. How many a glance has done to the heart the same as what an arrow would do without a bow and a string.